in the reward challenge, you were stuck on the balance beam. What was going on through your mind as you kept trying to get through that part? Did you hear the other castaways encouraging you, or were you in your own headspace trying to figure it out?
I was definitely in my own headspace trying to figure it out, but the reason what kept me going was hearing the other contestants cheering for me. Every single I kept hearing it, and I kept saying, "Oh my God, like this is something that I have to be grateful and fortunate of," because I mean, all of us are competing against each other for $1 million, but I think it was Carla. I heard Carla's voice, and I mean, we weren't working together. So hearing that, I was like, oh my God, okay, this is firing me up. It just kind of lit a fire inside of me. And I was kind of the only reason why I wasn't giving up, it was for them. And I just kept telling myself, just get through as much as you can. At least try to do the balance beam. Even if you don't win, just try to get over it. So that was really what was egging me on and keeping me going further. It was the contestants, which was incredible.
That's awesome. You moved on to the final round, and even your prosthetic was sweating off. What was it like having to stay in the zone, but having so many like distracting factors pop up?
I was really trying to, with every throw I had, I was just telling myself this has to be the best throw. Like I can't have just like a random throw go sideways, because running back and forth, I mean, I'm losing a lot of weight. And when you're an amputee and you lose the weight like that dramatically, and when you sweat, I mean, your leg, it doesn't fit. And so having to hold it on while running back and forth, I was like, I don't want to keep doing this. So I just kept trying to tell myself, just focus on the beam and try to nail it, so you don't have to keep doing this. Never did I think that I was actually going to land it. I mean, I think that was the luckiest thing that has ever happened for me. But I mean, getting to actually see it hit the platform, that was incredible. It was just a moment that is just, it's so hard to describe, because it's just like one of those all-time favorite moments I mean, I remember thinking to myself, I understand why people think that this game is fake now, because how could this have happened?
Mhm.
And if I was watching this and watching this person do this and struggle, and then they end up winning, I mean, it just shows you how beautiful the game of Survivor is,
Mhm.
and how these amazing moments, like it is more than a game, because you're trying to, create an image and, help people that are watching and stuff. So that was incredible. But then I remember wiping away my tears and thinking, oh my God, I have to make the toughest decision in the entire world right now.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So you chose Sammy, Owen, and Jesse for that reward. Do you think if you would have chosen anybody else, we would have a different outcome at Tribal?
I wouldn't say a different outcome, but I would say if I did choose Carla, I think it would have benefited my game, especially, with having her vote with me in the previous vote with James. I feel like we could have added on to it. My reasoning as to why I picked the people I did, because I didn't even think about who I was going to pick. Walking in, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to win this. And I was telling myself, you know what, I have to pick the people that haven't gotten any food reward challenges this entire season. And there were two people left, and that was Owen and Sammy. They hadn't received a reward. And I chose Jesse because at the time, I mean, I had an amazing relationship with Jesse. And I was thinking I have to bring him, especially if he has such young kids. And I wanted, we talk about family, we talk about our lives, and I wanted to give him that moment.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, if I had to do it again, I mean, I would have picked Carla. And instantly, I remember going on the boat ride home, and I remember asking Jesse, do you think I should have brought Carla? And I mean, of course, Jesse's going to be like, no, you did great. But I think if I picked Carla, I could have kind of planted a little seed, and maybe we could have, it could have blossomed into something. But I thought if I picked Sammy and didn't pick Owen, or if I picked Owen and then it wouldn't have made sense of the food thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is that. I mean, I give kudos to everyone who's ever had to make that decision. I couldn't even imagine having your loved ones actually there. I wouldn't have tried to win. That's just, I mean, you have people just staring at you, and you're just like, You don't want to make eye contact. You want to pick everybody, but it's just, yeah.
That's fair. Your reward win after making the flashy move last week of getting out James with a steal a vote put a lot of attention on you. If you had another shot, would you lie under the radar a little bit longer, or it was go hard or go home at that point? Because you knew you were at the bottom, to be fair. So you had to switch things up.
Yeah. So, I mean, how I wanted to play this game, I'm a loud and energetic person. I wanted to play in a loud way. I wanted to make the big moves. And it was just so hard to do that this season because everyone is playing a really sneaky and great game where they're making moves, but it doesn't really seem like until they're able to explain it at the final three. So, and I was on the bottom. And so like, I think I was just so fed up with, going along with the votes or just like doing these little sneaky, but I mean, it just wasn't working in my favor. So I thought to myself, if I do get to the end, I'm not going to have a case for myself. I haven't played a game. I mean, the only argument that I had up until the James vote was being kind of okay in challenges, in the tribe phase. But other than that, like I didn't have anything on my resume. I didn't have anything, where, okay, this has to happen. So I told myself I need to make a big move. I didn't anticipate doing the big move. And then the next day having to do that, really emotional challenge. So I definitely think I started playing too loud too quickly, but I don't think I regret it. I mean, if I looked back and even if I made it to like the final three and I didn't make big, like I would rather, you know what I mean? Like I would rather go out the way I did and play the way that I wanted to. That was something that I was grateful for. But I mean, you have all these different thoughts. It is crazy. You have like dreams of like things going differently. Then you wake up and you're like, crap, like that would have worked. Why didn't I do that? But I mean, it's just, it comes to show. I knew when I signed up for this game, big chance that I wasn't going to win. So I kind of tried to prepare myself. But I remember like after the James vote, after that immunity win, I was like, if I pull this vote off and if I get Carla out, who I thought was playing arguably like one of the best games at that point, I have another great resume builder. I'm telling this to myself. So maybe I just jinxed myself even more. Like I'm thinking about it too early. So, I mean, it made sense. It's so funny because I thought I had the best relationship, obviously with Owen, like that's really visible, but Jesse and Cody were my number ones.
I noticed that.
Jesse's strong. I mean, every morning I'd wake up, I'd see Cody, be like, hey, boo. And I'd say, hey, boo. Like, we would be good. And so, I mean, it was just, I mean, they did an amazing job because.
Do you think they were completely wrong? Because they literally said, like, she's going to come after us next. And I was like, what proof do we have of that? Was that ever in your plan?
I would have never gone after them, but I don't think that they're wrong for voting me off. It makes sense. I was literally the player, like telling people I want to be in the final three with the big dogs. I want to be in the final three with people who are being loud in this game, who are making great moves, so that I can actually, if I do win, I can be like appreciated by it. So I was trying to use that, be like, Jesse, I want to sit next to you. So I don't know if that, I mean,
I definitely saw that, but I think Jesse gets really scared of powerful women. Like all love. There's a lot of women in the cast. Even if you say I'm good at lying, he's like, you're done. No. I mean, Jesse, I am very, very close with Jesse. Even because you create these relationships, I chose that, like, when I went into the game, I'm going to carry everything out. I don't care what happens. And we just had amazing conversations, and he was just able to see things that, I mean, I obviously didn't even see in myself. And it was crazy because the day I got voted off, I mean, he's literally going to Carla and then he's going to me, and he's not lying to either of us. He's telling both of us what each other are saying. And it's like, okay, who's telling the truth? And I mean, obviously, like Carla, he was telling the truth to Carla, but I was just thinking, this guy can't betray me. But What did
After
you think watching his 3-point
I thought
plan
it was
and
awesome. I thought it was
the
incredible. I mean, that was so cool that they put it in there. I don't think they've done that. If they've done it, I haven't seen it in a long time, but
no.
I just thought, I mean, this kid is incredible. Like my confessionals, like I wasn't thinking about stuff like this and like saying like the game in this way. So I mean, I just thought it was amazing because that's how it was. I mean, that's how I thought it was portrayed in the game. And so having them, come out and do that. I mean, when my torch got set off and I'm walking down, I wasn't even mad. I wasn't even mad at Cody. I wasn't even mad at Jesse. I was just like, I mean, it's the game. This is what happens. This is what you sign up for. You cannot be bitter. And so, like, what I have to say is, like, everyone who's so mad at Jesse for like betraying me, I mean, don't, because he was. If I had the chance to do it again, I wish I would have gotten Jesse out. I wish I would have done the same exact move on him. Because I mean, he was seeing things in me, and he was seeing things that the jury was seeing, and they were smart for getting me out. I mean, even Cody and Gabler, I mean, I thought we were all like really pretty tight, and so to have them as well to kind of flip. That was really unexpected because I was actually really close with Gabler. So kind of having him be kind of the deciding factor of that vote.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a little bit, but it made sense. It makes sense.
Going back to the beginning of the season, it was all about keeping the tribe strong for, I think, all of the tribes. We saw a lot of women go because of this. Nneka and Justine on your tribe was part of that. Cody had a talk with Jesse saying you got in there and swam just as good as anybody after one challenge. That was the one where Nneka was going to be leaving. After that, he said he no longer had doubts about you. Meanwhile, Nneka cried because she thought she let you down. I think because she thought she had such a good relationship with Cody. It was like, oh, it's going to be Noelle. How do you feel knowing that there was some doubt about your abilities at the beginning, and maybe you knew going in you would have to prove to other people, or maybe you didn't know? So
yeah. I absolutely knew going into it that I had to prove myself. I had to prove myself in challenges, especially like in the tribe phase. Like people always say, like, you don't want to do like keeping the tribe strong, but you like when you go to those tribal councils, I mean, and especially as a tribe phase, and these other two tribes, they're like going to bed at 8 o'clock probably, or whenever the sun goes down, they're immediately going to sleep, and you have to be up for another 4 or 5 hours. You just don't want to do it. So I knew that I had to prove myself. And I mean, watching it, and especially that third episode, and having that, that conversation with Cody and Jesse, like of him saying, like, I proved myself. I love that. That's what I wanted. I wanted the reassurance from everybody that, like, you know what, I can do this. And I actually did not tell anybody that I was a Paralympian. I actually lied to everyone and said I was a lacrosse coach. And so, I mean, that kind of, I had to prove myself even more, because I feel like if I said I was a Paralympian, they'd be like, okay, well, she's an athlete, she'll be able to do this. But I didn't want like the stigma of like this incredible story. Like I didn't want it. And so, watching it back and seeing like this girl, she proved herself, like, and so that's what I wanted. But that vote out, I mean, with Nneka, that was so difficult for all of us, because she was literally our coconut. I call her my coconut queen.
Yeah.
This woman literally was the first person that opened up a coconut. She knew how to, I don't know how she knew how to do it. She was the one that could cut bamboo. None of us could cut it. And she was just the light that we needed out there. She was, she just had this glow to her that was incredible. But I mean, her closest ally, it was Cody.
Yeah.
And so her vote off, you could see it the next day. You could see it in Cody. I mean, he was really quiet. And I mean, it's just, even just in the tribe phase, even when like Justine, you never want to vote people off in the tribe phase. It can be so easy, but it's not easy, because first couple of days you're bonding with these people. I think it's easier to vote people off in the individual portion, because I don't know. It was just, that was really, really difficult.
You told Janine later on, after she lost Ellie, to act like it's okay. That's basically what you did after you lost your close allies. Can you
Yeah.
say what else was part of your strategy, though, after you lost a close ally?
Yeah. So when I was blindsided with the Dwight vote and Dwight went home and I wanted to vote out James, I needed to start thinking what is going to benefit my game and what's going to benefit me getting to the next vote. And so when I went back, I told Janine, I was like, listen, how I did it, this is how you do it. Don't act upset, obviously, but she did exactly that. But I needed to gain trust with James. I needed to go to him and be like, listen, I voted for you. This is the reason why I voted for you, but I'm done with that. Let me gain trust in you. You tell me a name, I'll write it down. I don't care. Like, I will 100% work with you, because I had an inkling at 10 that we were going to split off. It was going to go 5 and 5. And so I wanted to I was thinking to myself, I'm going to use my advantage and hopefully I'll have James. And so I wanted to gain that trust so that I could blindside him. Because I had an amazing and really close relationship with Janine as well. I mean, when we were in the tribe phase, we were next to each other. Me and her just lock eyes and we would just be like in it. And so if Dwight didn't go home, I think like we could have made some serious damage, but it was the best move at that point for my game was to go along with the votes. I mean, I hated it. And I remember going back and I didn't show anyone I was upset, but I remember telling like in one of my confessionals, I was like, I am so sick of playing the way that everybody, like, I want to play my game. And that's when I was just like, I'm done. I'm done.
And then you did.
And then that was my downfall.